Welcome and thank you for watching Connecting Hope here on TV 40. I'm your host, Will Hampton, and over the next half an hour, we'll introduce you to several people and also some success stories that just seem to happen when they get connected with the Hamilton County Council on Alcohol and Other Drugs. Let's say hi to Monica Greer, who's our co-host here of this show, and of course, with the Hamilton County Council on Alcohol and Other Drugs. Everybody has a story, don't they? They know someone, or maybe it's a family member that maybe have gotten on that path of addiction.
Right.
Yeah, and it's tough.
Yes, it is tough. Sometimes it starts with they had a surgery and they were prescribed medication and they got hooked on the medications. It can be a variety of reasons, but one big takeaway from that is we do have prescription drug take-back events.
Yeah, I just recently was able to get by one in Fishers. I believe it was at the Kroger.
Yes.
And this is not connected with your organization, but what they're doing there is people, as you can see right here in this video, people are just walking up with bags of old prescriptions and dumping them and giving them away.
Yes, we encourage anyone that has unused or expired medications in their home to safely dispose of them, and that's what the event was at the Kroger. You just never know who might be in your home and who might take those medications from you, or you want to get rid of them safely. So these events are very important, and we have several throughout the year as well.
You have one coming up in October, right?
Yes, we do 2 drop-off events during the year. One in April and one in October. October 24th is the next one, and we do that along with the National Drop-Off Day through the DEA.
Yeah. Well, I know here on this show we're talking a lot about what is the Hamilton County Hamilton County Council on Alcohol and Other Drugs. But some of the agencies that make it up, let's just kind of look through some of them.
Sure.
One of them, of course, the Hamilton County Drug Court.
Yes, the Hamilton County Drug Court, we provide assistance, the Council on Alcohol and Other Drugs. They apply through a grant to provide incentives to the drug court. So the participants, they are rewarded for doing well. They might get incentives for completing education, completing a treatment program, just all kinds of things to reward their positive behaviors.
And the other ones you see here, the Fishers Police Department, Suburban North Club, Proactive Resources. What are those groups all about?
Yeah, several of the police departments, including Fishers, they apply for grants for portable breath test equipment or any type of equipment that they might need on the road to help with DUI activities or driving while intoxicated activities. Suburban North Club, they offer recovery meetings, so several meetings, AA, NA, so I know we often talk acronyms, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Al-Anon, so people that don't have a problem can get help and get support from others that experience the same things they are.
Well, I know they do such great work and they've helped a lot of people.
Yes.
And then the Proactive Resources.
Yeah, Proactive Resources is a local treatment agency in Noblesville and Carmel, and they provide a treatment program in the Juvenile Services Center. So we help fund the treatment provider to provide that programming in the center.
We got a chance to talk to several members of this council, and one of them is Stephen Pickett from the Fishers Police Department. He's excited to be part of the council.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Steve Pickett with the Fishers, Indiana Police Department. I'm a sergeant in the Traffic Enforcement Unit and have been for approximately 27 and a half years. I'm a member of the board of the Hamilton County Council on Alcohol and Other Drugs. I've been a council member for probably about 15 years now. I think it's a wonderful organization. I was invited to be a part of it by the previous director, George Christo. I'm a law enforcement liaison to the council, and they've been a huge, wonderful help to us at the Fishers Police Department. We've been able to purchase tons and thousands of dollars worth of equipment with funding from the council that we've used to buy all kinds of equipment, radar devices, portable breath test devices, other things, equipment that's to utilize officers to have on the streets. I can be reached at Fishers Police Department at 317-595-3300 or my email at picketts@fishers.in.us.
And welcome back to Connecting Hope. We're so happy that you're joining us here on this Friday night on TV 40. I'm Will Hampton along with Monica Greer, back with another special guest. His name is Paul Phelps, and your group is the MASH Ministries. First of all, welcome to Connecting Hope.
Thank you. Nice to have you.
Good to have you here. And I guess just right out of the gate, the easy question is, what's MASH Ministries? What is that?
MASH stands for Mobile Assistance for Servicemen and Women at Home.
Okay.
So the idea is we're a mobile unit. We go all over the country, and we go to where the veterans or the first responders are.
I know one thing you did was you went to Las Vegas after the Vegas shootings.
That is correct. A couple weeks after the shooting, we got a call. We went down there. We worked with the first responders and also those that were there in the shooting. We stayed at the Mandalay Hotel and worked with a lot of the people that were working there that day when it happened.
Now, a lot of people think of post-traumatic stress disorder as veterans. Can it affect other people besides veterans?
Yes, it can. All the way from children that were in homes where there's a lot of violence. Domestic violence is a big one. But then also little kids deal with a lot of things that a lot of people don't really want to talk about, but they deal with it. Then you have first responders that struggle with a lot of things. Unlike veterans, they can take their uniform off and tuck it away. First responders deal with it every day, and they take it home with them.
Yeah. Some of the statistics, we were talking a little bit about some of them, but one of them that I read on your flyer that you have, some of your information, is that firefighters are more likely to commit suicide than die in the line of duty. Now that
Yes.
shocked me.
Yeah, 3 times more likely.
Wow.
Wow. And PTSD, like you said, it affects so many people. But what do you do to try to help them? What's kind of the goal of your organization?
One of our big things are the PTSD groups. And when we take these firefighters, veterans, and other people that are struggling with PTSD, we take them to retreats, camps, take them away from the busyness of life and put them in a controlled environment where we can allow them to interact with each other, build a rapport with each other, and teach them how to deal with some of the symptoms that they're struggling with as PTSD. But then there are other things that are clumped into PTSD that aren't necessarily PTSD. Sometimes it's like battle fatigue. Veterans that are coming home, they were away for a year, 2 years, whatever it was. They came home and now they have to turn off all that stuff. Sometimes it just takes the time to be able to settle down. Not only that, but when they're away, they've separated. The people, the spouses or loved ones that were home are one way. They learned to live without their loved one, and the person that was away learned to live without that person. Both of them have changed, and taking them to a controlled environment like a retreat or a camp and teaching them how to learn to live with each other all over again. And oftentimes when people work through that, they're way stronger than they were even before they left.
Yeah,
So that's one of
amazing.
them.
Yeah. So do you feel like, where are the camps?
Well, we have camps in New England, Ringo, Louisiana, up in Northland, Wisconsin, the Eagle's Nest all the way in Utah. We have in California, we have a camp over there.
Wow.
We have camps all over the place. Up in the UP, there's a place called Canaan Land.
I know one of the reasons why we brought you in on this show is a thing missing there was Indiana. There's not a camp in Indiana. And that's a goal of this group is you guys have located some land on the west side, southwest of Indianapolis kind of.
Yes.
And you're trying to raise the money
To purchase that camp.
and start doing the work right here. That's a big goal. Is it attainable?
I think it is. I think it is obtainable. I mean, through Christ, anything is possible. So I think it's a very obtainable thing. And with any business, and a ministry, unfortunately, you have to look at it as a business. You have to have a goal, and that is one of our goals. We're growing to the point to where using other people's property really is at that point now where we need to have our own. There's a lot of those men and women that are struggling with PTSD that has handicap and with using other people's properties, we don't have any that have handicap accessibility. So we'd like to have our own where we can then put in the finances needed to have the handicap accessibility for those people to be able to come.
Right.
I know you guys are having a big event coming up. Is it October 23rd?
Yes.
If you look at the screen here, the event is coming up, the gala, on October 23rd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel. How can people get in touch with you to maybe get involved? Maybe they can't attend the event, or maybe with the COVID they don't want to attend, but they want to help. How do they help?
Well, if they go to mashministries.org, there is a place on there that they can give. Just click on the give, and they can donate however much they wish to donate.
And they can contact you through
Or they
that.
can contact they can call my phone number, 317-488-1666. Don't let the last three numbers scare you.
Well, you served 18 months, right, in the military overseas.
Well, I'm retired Army military police, but yes, I did serve for 18 months straight over in Iraq. Those 18 months changed me forever.
I bet.
You know, when I came home, I struggled very hard with what I had seen and done and dealt with over in Iraq. Came home, I struggled with PTSD to the point where I attempted to commit suicide multiple times. And after getting victory through that, that is where I got a passion for helping those that are struggling with PTSD. Because at that point in time, in 2005, there really wasn't anything out there
Yeah.
for people. So,
mashministries.org.
yes.
That's how people can get a hold of you. Pretty incredible story, isn't it?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about it, and hopefully you can attend some of our council on alcohol and other drug meetings and meet some other community members that I'm sure will be interested in your project.
Yeah. So good luck with the gala. And I know there's going to be a lot of silent auction and live auction, some neat opportunities for people who attend to get some pretty cool stuff.
Yes, there is.
Good.
October 23rd at the Ritz-Charles.
Yes.
Paul, thank you so very much. One more time, mashministries.org.
That's correct.
Or, you can contact me at whampton5@gmail.com, and I'll help connect you to Paul and this group. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you're doing. And hey, let's go build a camp.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to take a break, back with more Connecting Hope right after this short timeout. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eric Totter with Fairbanks Addiction Treatment Center, located on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Fairbanks is a full continuum addiction treatment provider that's been serving the community for 75 years this year. Fairbanks has detox, residential, and outpatient levels of care for both adolescents and adults. If you know anybody that needs addiction treatment, you can reach us at 317-572-9396 or go to our website at fairbankscd.org.
So my name is Jim Ginder, and I'm with Hamilton County Health Department. I'm the health education specialist at our office. What I'm going to do today is to show you how to deal with somebody who possibly overdosed on an opiate. So what we're going to do before we do anything is we need to make sure that the scene is safe, because I do not want to become that victim. So we have our mannequin here, so he's unresponsive. So first of all, I'm going to make sure the scene is safe. Then I'm going to come up and shake and shout, "Hey, are you okay? You're okay." He's unresponsive. I'm going to pull out my cell phone and call 911, or have somebody with me call 911. Then I'm going to put my head down by his mouth and nose, then also on his chest. And what you're doing is you are listening and you're feeling. So you don't hear anything and you don't feel the rise and fall of the chest. So you're going to take your Narcan or naloxone. I'm going to open it up. What you're going to do is you're going to take it out of the package, stick it in one of his nostrils, put it in as far as you can, push the button until the button is all the way flat with the device. Then what you're going to do is you need to flip them over. And the reason why you need to flip them over, there's a pretty good chance that they're going to start to vomit after that Narcan starts to work. It takes about 2 minutes for Narcan to work. Roll him back over if you don't see him breathing again, and give a second dose as well. Just remember, when you give Narcan, a lot of times the person will vomit. So that's the reason why I flipped them over. And also that the person can be a little combative when you wake them up. But hopefully the police will be there by the time you need to give that second dose of Narcan, or by the time that the individual starts to wake up as well too. Thank you very much for watching how to take care of someone who has possibly overdosed on an opiate. If you would like more information, you can visit our page at Hamilton County Health Department, which is www.hamiltoncounty.in.gov. Then just hit Health Department, and you can send us an email, or if you're interested in obtaining some Narcan, we can also provide you some Narcan as well too, free of charge.
Jim Ginder, he is too one of the heroes of the Hamilton
Yes.
County Council on Alcohol and Other Drugs.
Yes.
We do success stories from time to time, and today we've got one really, really good one.
Yes, yes. Daryl Mitchell with Aspire and Progress House. He's done amazing work, and he is also in recovery. So
Yeah, he was on our show last week as we talked a little bit more about Aspire and Progress
Yes.
House, but tonight it is his opportunity to share his story.
The way that I would describe it is when I drank, I got thirsty. And that's not a normal situation. I mean, if you think about something that you like to drink, you enjoy iced tea, after you have a couple teas, you're good. You know, for an alcoholic, a couple drinks makes you want to have a couple more. I was coming home after being out. My daughter was home from college, and I must have blacked out because I live off of Allisonville Road, and I ran a red light at 116th and Allisonville, and I almost T-boned a police officer. So I don't pull over. I thought I would get home. So now you can imagine the thought process for the officer was now he's fleeing. So he must have called for some additional help. And by the time I pulled up in front of my house, there was other help arriving besides just him. And I looked up and I saw my children in the picture window, and my kids were teenagers at the time. And so I thought, well, I don't want them to see me get arrested. I'm gonna get out and tell them that I'm home. And so as I get out, I don't know I ran the red light. I don't know I was speeding. Don't know I almost hit him. That was met with a lot of enthusiasm because they don't know I'm home, right?
Yeah.
So I remember being on the ground and looking up, and my daughter turned away. I could see she was crying. You know, my son had a look on his face that it just was bewilderment. And I had a thought for the first time that I can recall is, you know, I would do anything for my family. You know, I'd give my life for them, but I can't stop drinking for them. And that was the first time that revelation occurred for me. Because I always thought I could manage it. Had always managed it to some degree, right? Or that I was under the illusion that I was managing it. I remember the first meeting I walked into, and all I could say is, you know, I introduced myself and just said I'm in trouble, and I don't know what to do, you know. And I met some people that said we can show you what you can do. There's a process that you can go through, and if you do these things, our experience has been that you won't have to pick up a drink or a drug again, for the rest of your life. And at that time, I thought, let's just try to get through the day. But the man, you know, in 12-step programs, their sponsors, the man that sponsors me has been sober now over 50 years.
Wow.
You know, so I think one of the secrets of recovery, there's so many times when somebody's suffering from substance use that you're told what to do. This is a situation where people showed me what to do. And I had experienced enough pain and had seen the harm I had done to relationships and my career and, you know, just how I felt as a man, that I was willing to do whatever anybody suggested. The process of recovery and continuing to practice the spiritual principles of the program have led me to look and see things differently. So I don't always do the right thing, but, you know, there's a mindfulness now. And, you know, and I can hear God's voice differently, that I want to do things that are useful to others. And really that comes from such gratitude for God's grace in my life. You know, I think seconds and inches, I'd be either in prison or dead. And so there's this level of gratitude that I feel like the work, I'm fortunate enough to be paid for it. You know, now I do a lot of work in recovery that I'm not paid for, but working in this space, you know, I'll never be able to repay, you know, this gift. I mean, I feel like I've won because everything's so peaceful. This is the handiwork of God, because I think about, I just want to help, I just want to volunteer. And, what I discovered is, something that aligned with my passion and some skills and gifts that God's blessed me with. And, my recovery has changed my life in such a significant way that I couldn't imagine, not living like this today.
Wow is all I can say about Daryl Mitchell, huh?
Yes, yes, incredible story, incredible community member. We are so lucky to have him as a part of our group.
Yeah, he's been through a lot, but he's now helping a lot of people
Yes.
get through.
Yes.
Yep. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue and we'll wrap up this week's edition of Connecting Hope.
Hi, my name is Bruce Frost. I'm with the Carmel Fire Department. I'm in the Mobile Integrated Health Division, and what we do is we help with the COPE program here in Hamilton County, and we also help with non-emergency medical help in the city for people that need resources that they might not know about. You can reach me at 317-571-2606 or mihp@carmel.in.gov.
Welcome back to Connecting Hope. We're wrapping up this edition and so happy that you're joining us, and hopefully we're touching lives. That's what this is about. We
Yes.
hope there are people watching that maybe know somebody and they can connect some hope.
Yes, definitely. And we've had some great guests so far, and I look forward to our guests coming up.
Well, tonight's show, Paul Phelps from the MASH Ministries.
Yes.
Again, mashministries.org. They have a big event coming up October 23rd. It'd be great if people from this show, watching this show, could maybe get a table.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
And don't forget the prescription drop-off events. October 24th is our next one from 9 to noon at the Riverview Hospital in Noblesville.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Connecting Hope.